Hey guys, it's Gail with popculture.com, and we are here with one of our favorite artists, Jimmie Allen. Jimmie, thank you so much for stopping by today.
Thanks for having me.
And we just heard you sing 2 songs, including your new single, Make Me Want To. That song is kind of really fast climbing up the charts. Give us the story behind it.
So the story behind that song, I'm a sensitive guy. As a lot of people might know, I wear small pants and I go to Disney World 8 times a year. But it's just a song about a guy that catches feelings fast. He, instead of the thing where, is it too soon to call, is it too soon to tell I have feelings, he just throws it all out there and just, goes for it. And, so it was fun, and it's cool to see this song, start to catch on. Because I wrote it with 2 friends of mine, Paul Sykes and Jennifer Demar. I actually wrote another song with them called Blue Jean Baby. They're great people, great to write with, and like every time we get together, it's kind of an up-tempo song. The ideas just like bounce off of each other, and they have a ear to know what it is that I want to hear and like what I want to say. So it's fun.
And it followed your debut single, Best Shot, which went to #1 also. Are you settling in like, okay, this is working now? Has it settled in with you yet?
No, it hasn't really set in. I'm the one thing that my mom always tries to tell me is to like sit, just relax and enjoy, small victories. My thing is, as soon as something happens, I'm like, cool, that was fun. What's next? So every day I try to wake up and just look around and definitely be appreciative for the career I'm definitely blessed to have and stuff, and try to let it settle in. But I don't want to get comfortable to where I get lazy. So yeah, it's been fun. The label let me shoot my Crazy Idea music video. So I'm a big Harry Potter fan and Disney fan. So in the video, it starts off like, remember Beauty and the Beast, when the beggar lady goes up to the Beast Castle and he turns her away, and she like turns into a beast and everything. So the video starts off with this old lady comes to the trailer I'm living in, like knocks on it and like asks for some money. So I invite her in, and I got a magic wand, and things happen. So you got to watch the video to find out what happens next. But yeah, it's just been fun.
What would you do if you had a magic wand? What would you use your magic wand for?
The first thing I would do, I have a soft spot in my heart for homeless people, and the crazy thing is a lot of people don't quite understand that. They say if you're homeless, why don't you get a job? But every job, you need a home address. And if you don't have a home address, they won't hire you. So the first thing I would do is make sure every homeless person had a place to live and a home. And I would even try to create some sort of thing where I partner with a college or other entertainers to where we fund an apartment complex, right? And the first thing I would make sure, if you've ever served our country, that you have a place to stay and there's help there for people to talk to. Because I feel like a lot of times, we send our military over there to fight. Then when they come back, trying to adjust to the world where it is now, because things change over 5 years. And if you're out of the country for 5 or 6 years and you come back, it's a different world than the one you left. So a lot of times, a lot of people can't really cope with the change, and there's no help for them. So that's the first thing I'd do. I'd get a home for them to live, find a job. What else would I do? Try to, with my wand, and cure hunger. What else would I do? Definitely get diseases like cancer and all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff I try to do.
We need to find you a magic wand.
Yeah, I know.
I've
been looking for them everywhere. I'm looking now, see if there's one laying around here.
So this video is the first in a series. Like, you're going to do a whole story arc with these videos. Am I correct?
Yeah, so I have an idea in my head. And the crazy thing is, so it's a story within songs. I have the different songs chosen for a few of them, but they're not necessarily going to be like, say, Make Me Want To's part 1. My next single might not be part 2. But at some point, like I have the script based out in my head, and we can just implant songs. Because my thing with videos, I believe videos are what people should watch. You should bring them something to the screen that they won't get from the song. You don't have to, if the song's about a guy in a bar, you don't got to have a guy in a bar. Or if the song's about, driving down the road, you don't have to be driving down the road. I feel like the video should just be something completely different on its own, and the song just playing in the background. So kind of how I want to start the next video is, at the end of Make Me Want To, something happens, we go in the picture, whatever, like Mary Poppins, we come out.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and then I have the magic wand, right? And then I see a kid just like sitting on a step, right? And I give the kid, I give the wand to the kid, and the kid like waves it and something happens and he runs off exciting. he runs off super excited, and then it kind of just follows me to the next portion of the story with the relationship I just created and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Do we know what the next single is going to be?
There's a few options. Got a few things up in the air. I definitely have my favorite that I'm pushing for. So just got a lot of begging and convincing, with my team to see if we can make it happen. All
right. You've also had a big touring year. You were out with Scotty, and you're now out with Chris Young. Talk about that.
It's been great. Me and Scotty met on American Idol. It's so funny watching him legit go from a kid to a man now with like a wife and a dog, and he'll have kids one day, which will be super weird to me because I remember like little nervous Scotty from the show. But it's been great, to see him, turn into the artist and the man he is now, a great guy. And then we did half the Chris Young tour this summer and half the Rascal Flatts tour. And, I'm a huge fan of Chris Young's voice. To me, he's one of the best singers in country music.
He is.
Dude's vocals are just smooth. Then I toured with him and just learned so much about the road. And then we did the Rascal Flatts tour, which for me was insane because when I was a kid, me and my dad were building our front porch when Praying for Daylight first came on the radio. And when it came on the radio, I was like, what is that? I thought it was a pop station, but I'm like, no, my dad don't listen to nothing but country. So when that song first came out, it was completely different than anything else on the radio. And I fell in love with them. And as a fan, I've been to over 15 Rascal Flatts shows. So to be able to be out and get to know those guys and, just learn so much from them. I remember we were backstage after the second show, and I told Gary, I said, bro, got a lot of great production ideas. I'm trying to get ideas from him. He said, don't worry about that. He said, your job every night when you go out there is to make sure you steal every single person in those seats.
Wow.
He said, make sure by the end of the show, they want to know what you're doing, where you're going to be next, and how can they get a hold of your music. He said, your job as an opener is to take our fans and introduce them to your music, and we want that for you. I was like,
dude,
we're going to try not to suck and see what happens.
Well, I saw you and you didn't suck, so okay.
Thank you.
So you've had such a big year. I think a lot of people, including me, were really disappointed. You were so deserving, in my mind, of the CMA Awards nomination for New Artist of the Year. Like, I just felt like you were a shoo-in. Were you disappointed when you didn't hear your name?
Not really. Well, because my thing is, at first I was like, I wanted a nomination. But then at the same time, you have 5 spots, and you have so many great artists that had a great year, from Morgan Wallen to Ashley McBride, Carly Pierce, you got Midland, Cody Johnson. And it's like, how can you just choose 5, Because a good year, so success to everyone is different. Some people might consider success 3 number ones, 4 number ones. Some people might consider success a top 30 single, but yet everywhere you go, you're selling 1,500 to 2,000 tickets. So it just depends on what success is. And, for every artist, you want to win awards, but for me, it's like, I didn't get in this business to win awards. I got in this business to do what I love for a living and make money to provide for my son. Like fame and awards, I'm like, if it comes, it definitely comes. And I remember when Drake got his Grammy, he was sitting there holding the Grammy, talking about, this doesn't mean anything. Your award is the people that show up, spend their hard-earned money to come see you every night. So that's definitely a place where I try to keep my mind, because I feel like that's a lot. It's healthy to do it that way than just to sit around and be like, man, I wish I got this. Because 2 things happen. You can either get motivated from that, which I'm always super motivated. Like, all right, cool, I didn't get one this year, but I'm gonna work hard. Maybe if I get a nomination, I'll get it. But either way, it pushes you to find the gaps in your career where you can step your game up. Or some people can just get bitter to the point where they're sour. They're upset with the people that voted. They're upset with other artists. And I'm like, every artist in that category that was nominated, worked their butts off to get where they are. And I'm like, I feel like it's selfish for me to just sit around and be like, man, I should have won. Or I should have did this.
Okay, well, we think you should have won. No. Next year. You mentioned your son. How is that sweet boy? He's 5 now, right?
He's 5.
How is that sweet boy?
He's good. He's in school. He's in kindergarten now.
In Delaware?
Nah, he's here.
He's here.
He's in Nashville. He was just put out a music video with Ford called "Boy Gets a Truck," and he's in that video.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a funny dude. So like we're filming it. So the video kind of starts. I go get him a little toy truck, and bring it to him, and he comes outside. He's driving it around. Then this little girl sees him through the window, so she comes out and, you know, he's like helps her get in the truck and driving around and stuff like that. It was fun.
Oh, 5 years old,
Yeah,
man.
it's 5.
Goes fast.
It does.
Okay, something else big happened that we have to talk about. Jimmie Allen is getting married.
Yes, I am.
Do we have wedding details yet?
Kind of, sort of. Like, she's planning it, and like I'm kind of letting her do her thing.
Smart.
I just told her, I said, the only 2 things I really want to be involved in is picking my suit, because I got to get a custom-made suit. The guest list, I'm keeping it under 200.
All right.
Because I'm frugal. I'm like, she was like, well, can we invite this person? I was like, I haven't talked to that person in like 6 months. I'm like, I feel like weddings they're supposed to be intimate with people that are like your close friends and your close family. And the only thing I said I want to do is I kind of, this might be weird, but I kind of want to come down, you know, most of the time at weddings, dudes like come out the side. I kind of want to come down the aisle ever since I saw the new Aladdin on an elephant, like with Prince Ali in the background. That was my favorite part. That's all I want.
You want to be frugal, but you want an elephant.
Yeah. Yeah, all the money that I would have spent on everything else just goes to elephant.
So you proposed at your home away from home Disney. Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was super nervous. You know, I had this speech written. Like, this speech, I was like, man, this is going to be amazing. I put more time into that speech than I did writing Best Shot. And I was like, oh, this is going to get it. I get there. She didn't know her family was there, so I planned it a few weeks before. Got her parents and her sister came down. My mom, my sisters came down. And that day, anyway, was already crazy because we just got back from Canada, and our flight got delayed, so we were stuck in Toronto for 7 hours. And instead of getting to Disney at 10 a.m., we got there at 5 p.m. So by the time we get there, I was like, well, do you still want to go to the park? I'm like, please say yes. Then she's like, yeah, I do. I was like, all right, good. She said, well, I'm gonna just go like this. I said, you should maybe put something on or do your makeup if you want to, because we're going to take a picture in front of the castle. And the last thing I need is this thing on social media and you mad because I didn't tell you to get yourself together. So she gets herself together. We get to the castle. We take a picture. And right when we turn around, she sees her family. She's crying, oh my God, what are y'all doing here? Blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, well, I know you missed your family, so I wanted you to see them. And then she turns back around, and then that's when I get dropped to my knee, and I was attempting to do the speech, mind blank. I dropped to my knee and I'm like, you know I love you, right? You make me the happiest man ever? I just grabbed the ring and was like, will you marry me? And she said, yeah. And then I'm sure I said other things, but I can't remember. Like, just about every guy I talk to that gets engaged says, you know, that moment, you remember the moment, but you don't quite remember the details because it goes like that and it's just a blur. And then I get up, next thing I know, everybody's crying and, you know, we're trying to keep it a secret, but I didn't play because, you know, we were trying to, wait till my team got a chance to put it out and tell people a different way. But, you know, I'm at the park and then I get up, there's some girls like, oh my God, that's Jimmie Allen. You just got engaged. I was like, no, I didn't. And then her dad, he's so silly. He's on Facebook Live the whole time. I'm like, bruh, just take a few pictures and wait. So he's on Facebook Live, he's on Instagram Live, and his pages aren't private. So people are finding it. People are tweeting me, Jimmie, did you just get engaged? And I'm like trying to deny it or like, you know, not respond for a whole day till, you know, my team properly releases it and stuff like that. Because, you know, my buddy was like, Jimmie, everybody knows you go to Disney World, and believe it or not, people that listen to country music knows who you are. So he said, well, I just wanted a private a private engagement. He's like, dude, you got engaged at Disney World. That is like the least private place of all places. I was like, well, I wasn't thinking like that. So.
Well, clearly you weren't. Okay, so is the wedding 2020?
Yes, 2020.
All right, 2020. Come talk to us anytime, okay?
Well,
you are so much fun.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
For more on Jimmie Allen and all your other favorite artists, please visit popculture.com.